up, everybody?
What's happening, family?
And welcome back to another episode of
Is This Gonna Cause an Argument?
My name is Angel Tanksley because I'm married to the man beside me. My name is also Angel Akita Moore because I'm a professional television and film actress. And I also go by That Chick Angel because I'm all over these internet streets giving you the funny that you deserve. And this is our podcast. We gonna make you laugh. And though we might argue, this is still my boo-boo. You see, I just gave you some quick bars right there before I go and introduce my lovely, gorgeous, very bronze, very sexy, very, very passionate husband and co-host. Ding! Marcus Anthony Tanksley the first. Tell him who you are, baby.
What's happening, family? I'm the other host of This Is Gonna Cause an Argument, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank. Hey, fam, if this is your first time tuning in, we greatly appreciate it. This is a podcast I do with my beautiful wife. And we've been doing this for 10 years?
We're about to be on 10 years.
Almost 10 years?
We didn't start until the top of 2016.
Well, damn near 10 years. That's what we're going to call it until after that point. And we pretty much talk about anything we want to feel like, all right? And we do it as a married couple. We do it as friends. We do it as partners, business partners, and everything else. And sometimes we get into it. Sometimes we argue. And we do it in a healthy way. As far as we concerned, you may beg to differ, and that don't matter. And we do this every single week with our immediate family. That immediate family is in our Patreon. The reason we call them immediate family is because, hey, we're a little bit closer to them. You understand? We do things that everybody don't see. We do things behind closed doors. We talk to them and have conversations that everybody ain't privy to, even though they be lying to themselves to agree with Angel. Now, you can be a part of that immediate family.
A liar.
You can be a part of that immediate family and agree with Angel. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/thatchickangel, sign up for the low of $5 a month and come in on all this goodness. We love our Patreon. And we also joined by the sponsors, which is Man Shit and Mama Likes.
Amen.
And when you support Man Shit or Mama Likes or any other sponsor on this podcast, you support us. You help us pay for these lights, these chairs we in, refabrication. You understand what I'm saying?
Refabrication.
Cameras, light, everything. And we greatly appreciate that. And we're not going to offer you a service that we don't think would benefit you because it benefited us.
That's a great way to put it.
Hey, how you feeling?
Hey. Feeling good because I worked out this morning. Actually, you talk. Let me swallow this so that.
Oh yeah. No, I worked out as well. Wanted to come back. I worked out twice on vacation. Once I worked out. Well, I went to the gym and worked out once. And that was a good workout. It wasn't. I hate working out in environments that I'm not familiar with because it always feels like it gets tireder a lot quicker. I feel weaker. I don't know why. I always feel like it. When I went out, I now work out in my garage, but when I was going to a gym, anytime I went to a different gym, I felt weaker. The ergonomics was off because ain't nothing the exact same. Mm-hmm. One thing I will say, and I told Angel this morning, we have a Peloton bike, and because it does resistance. I tried it this morning. It does resistance without it actually working.
Yeah.
If it feels anything like the bike that I was on we were in Curacao, because I usually jump on the bike or the treadmill to warm up before I work out. And it felt like an actual bike, like the resistance, the way it felt. And by the time I did like a 10-minute warm up, by the time I got off of that bike, I feel like I done a full leg workout. And I'm like, this is what I need. My little cheap soul don't do that. It gives me a workout, but it don't. I have to put it on high resistance to get like a leg burn. So this morning I jumped on the Peloton, even though it's got some malware, whatever crap going on. I can still feel the resistance. I'm like, all right, I might have to order because it takes the special shoes to click into the pedal.
Are you gonna order the regular?
I think I'm gonna order
pedal?
the shoes or the pedal.
You gonna order the shoes? No, just order the shoes.
I don't know.
No, the only reason why I say that is that way we don't have to be changing the pedal back and forth.
We won't have to change. What you mean?
Because you.
Oh, well, you can just use it with regular shoes. If I swap out with the pedal.
Yeah, but I don't mind using my.
All right, then I'll keep it. Well, we're going to see the price difference. Because I bought that as a bundle. I don't know how much them shoes are. Anyway, the little click shoes of the pedal. And if we can get that bike up and working the way it's supposed to, Yeah, but what was you saying? You worked out? You feel good?
I worked out. I feel good. Getting back into it. Getting a little anxious because everything that I said yes to coming into this year is now about to, hit me full steam ahead in my face. So just trying to make sure I have planned enough ahead of time so that everything is simple, easy. I don't feel overwhelmed. I have definitely said yes to way too many things. So we're going to see how that...
Per usual.
This is the worst I've ever done it. But I'm hoping that once I get in the full swing of things, instead of feeling this like anxiety that I feel right now, that I feel like, hell yeah. I've agreed to I ran for and was elected as the second vice president of my chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated. I am the lead teen advisor for our chapter of Jack and Jill. I am over the parent diversity and inclusion, I don't know if you want to call it committee, for the school that our children go to. And last but not least, it's not last but not least, it's two things. I am over the GEMS program for Delta as well as planning the Cotillion Botillion for my child.
Y'all wonder why we ain't getting no damn tour. Why y'all ain't getting no tour.
No, that's not why we're getting the tour. I can fit the tour in too.
No, you can't.
Yes, actually I could.
Angel love being busy.
So I feel like, this is what I'm also really good at. I delegate my butt off. I also put in work, but I know how to delegate these committees. So if I can do that thing right, we Gucci. So I'm feeling good. We got two more.
When you get these nails done?
You just now noticing these nails?
Mm-hmm.
Got them done as soon as I got in town because Lala broke my nail.
So that's what you went. I thought Castle broke it.
No, Lala did, trying to jump into my lap and pushing her back. My nail got caught on her collar.
That whole story
you put on Castle.
I put on Castle.
No, it was Lala. She snapped it, and I was just like, God dog. And I was like, you know what? I want to do Barbie pink. So this is chrome with cat eye on top of it. So it shines like a car that has a wrap on it, but then it also has the like shimmer that changes colors.
Iridescent.
Yeah, or however you want to call it. But I love it. So we're going to do a good old Tanksley Pride. Because it's been a while since we've talked about our boys. They are back in town. We have been without them. Well, I've been without them for a month. Marcus got to spend a week with them in Kentucky. And we are back into the swing of things of being parents. They just got back on Friday. Well, pretty much Saturday morning. So my Tanksley Pride story revolves around my soon to be 16-year-old. It's so crazy. I was just looking at pictures the other day because I was in his room because we built his headboard while his dad was gone. And I was looking at the photo album of me breastfeeding him. I think he might have been a week old. Talia came over and took pictures. And then I look at him and I'm like, I don't know if I could have imagined this boy that stands in front of me. We went out driving multiple times. He has his first official drive lesson on this Wednesday. And what we got to do, because Marcus is pretty much just a dude that lives at our house. He a lot of times does not really do stuff with us in the house or chill with us in the house. He be in his room on his computer or on his phone with his friends.
That's what I was basically getting at yesterday.
Well, I made him help me. As I built furniture, he had to fold stuff. So you notice all them T-shirts are off the floor. I made him, they're in the Mars closet in a thing that I bought from IKEA. I had him roll them and put them up, and then I had him fold all my headscarves, right? Well, while we were doing that, I put on Ride Along 2, and we watched it in my bedroom while we were doing that. And he was just, cracking up. And you know, Ride Along 2 starts with Brescia.
Yeah.
And I said, look at y'all, Brescia, out here being a whore. He's cracking up. He loved it. Then I put on Arrested Development from episode 1.
Yeah, he be loving Arrested Development.
He's cracking up with that.
All of our kids love Arrested Development.
So I had suggested for his Sweet 16, I said, because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. I said, why don't you let me produce a comedy show for you? I was like, I'll hire like 5 comedians, and they'll know that the audience is a multicultural audience of 15 to 17-year-olds. I said, and it'll be a great challenge for them to figure out what of their set or what content, or not content, what jokes they would have to produce to make this audience laugh. And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, babe, you said that you were worried about people not having you want to talk to. This prevents them from having to talk to anybody because they're watching the show. And I was like, and afterwards we can have a DJ and food or whatever. I said, and if you really want to get snazzy with it, I was like, we can write you a 5-minute set. He was like, no. I was like, you perform all the time. You're an actor. He was like, well, we already, because he did a speech therapy session while his dad was out of town. And the speech therapist said to him what I've been saying to him for years. She was like, you have to slow down.
I tell him that all the time.
And do you know how to actually make your S's and TH's correctly. So you need to slow down and do that.
I tell him that. He starts saying something about slow down. Tell me again.
He was like, so with stand-up, he was like, they probably wouldn't understand what I was saying because I talk so fast. I said, and that could be a part of the joke, is you having to tell the joke twice.
Yeah. All right, let me say it again because you probably didn't understand me.
I'm going to tell you again slower so you can understand it, but you probably still won't laugh. And he was like, no. So we ended up going with the skating rink. And then it was a thing of, okay, the skating rink's across town. And I was like, okay, what about us getting a party bus to take everybody? Oh, no, I don't want that type of attention. Because I was like, the party bus will pick the kids up from school because we're doing it on his birthday, which is on a Friday. And he's like, I don't want that type of attention. It's annoying. People are going to say stuff. And I was like,
I said, because Angel gave him the option of you could have the party at the skating rink where it's public from this time to this time where anybody will be in there, or we could do it private, but it has to be between this time and this time. He was like, oh, I definitely want the private session. I said, for somebody that wants a public event private for their birthday party but don't want the attention of party buses is wild as hell, Marcus.
And I said, that lets you know how spoiled you are.
Yeah.
I said, because any other child,
the privilege
of being in a party bus would be like, hell yeah, give me the damn party bus, because when else am I going to get to be in a party bus?
Right. But then I was also explaining to him, because of the time of your party and where it's at, a lot of your friends won't come if they're relying on their parents. I said, because if I live out near your school, I'm not driving you all the way out to where your party is going to be for none of your friends.
For a party that starts at 5 o'clock on a Friday.
On a Friday. That everybody's out and about. No. And the party's only going to be 2.5 hours?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours, so I got to hang out in that area for 2 hours and find something to do? Nah.
I see.
So I said, you really have no other choice. We're getting party bus and y'all going to all ride together.
I said, what type of insanity are we living in?
He remembers us. He remembers our first house.
Uh-huh.
But he done got real used to this life.
Yeah. I'm like, sir.
It's like,
because I was trying to come up with all the girls are doing these mature things for their birthday. They're having a dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what everybody's doing for their Sweet 16. Or his friend Aiden, his mom took him on a trip to New York, and he got to do things in New York. My son, I was like, what about doing a trip? He was like, no. He was like, I want to do a party with my friends, but don't want a party. Boy, I love him. I love him to death. And this is all exciting. It's all crazy that we're about to have a 16-year-old and a licensed driver.
Yeah.
But
thing is the shell that he's got himself in, and he can't come. We have to break the shell open and peel it off and throw him out into the until he can callous up a little bit, because he
yes, 100%.
That's basically what we're doing.
So what's your Tanksley Pride story, boo-boo?
Oh, I spent a week, like Angel said, I spent a week in Kentucky with the 3 youngest, Damar, Sai, and Kai, and they were so ready to come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like what's crazy is them being in Kentucky and it's basically feeling like they are comfortable there. Like the first and second day I was there, there was like Kai came to me. He was like, Bria wants me to, and Bria's not even at the house. Mm-hmm. Bria wants me to ask you if you could take us out to Uncle Pete's to do s'mores one night. I said, Bria asked you? He's like, yeah, me. So I was like, is it that you want to go do s'mores? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. Yeah. I said, yeah. I said, no, they wanted to go that night. I was like, yeah, we're not going to do it tonight. I said, but we can try to get that in sometime this week, definitely. So I talked to my brother and his wife, Veronica, my sister-in-law. And I'm like, yeah, so they want to go out there. I said, did y'all, because they had them doing fireworks. I said, did y'all have the fire pit going when y'all was out there doing fireworks? They was like, yeah. I was like, oh, that explains it. Mm-hmm. I said, and this ain't no like regular ass little fire pit. It's a massive circle with rocks around it, and they like cut down trees and throw it in there when the trees die. Like it's a massive circle, like the size of this room. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. They want to come out there and do s'mores. And they were just like, well, you know where everything is. What you telling us for? Because to them, like Pete's the rich uncle because they got all of this land. Uh-huh. They got all of this stuff. They got 4-wheelers out there. They call it the Bird's Nest, which is my brother's mother-in-law. She has this 2-story she shed that's like decked out. Has a TV in there. Has a corners full of alcohol that she don't even drink. Like she goes in there. So this is like the spot to be. This is like in Kentucky. So it's land upon land upon land. So they got, room to do all this stuff. And they was like, yeah, you can just go on out there. So I'm like, one of the things that they got them real excited, which brought me back to my childhood, is on 4th of July. They were there 4th of July. And of course, my brother had them lighting fireworks. And I ain't talking about little bottle rockets. I'm talking about the cannons. And they were just like, we got to light. I'm like, that's what you supposed to do. No. That's what you supposed to be doing. Can't take. That's what I was doing. My uncles was like, here, take it, take this. And they had these little things that you light, and it's like, it stays hot on the end. So it's not like a lighter. And he'd just be like, here, take it out there, put it on, because they would build a little platform out in the middle of the field. That was, I didn't care what the fireworks looked like. I just wanted to light it. And the fact that they got there. But now they had their summer vacation in the country, and they loved it. And I love that they loved it. Yeah, just their experiences in New Zealand. I love it. I just loved it.
I'm glad they got to experience it too. That's as long as they've been gone.
Yeah, and they expected all of that too. It's not like it's any of it's new to them.
They're used to the country.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am about to share with you a video that has been circling the Black internet for this TikTok o'clock.
Angel, girl, what time is it?
TikTok o'clock. I'm not sure if we'll watch the whole thing because I can't remember how long it was. But it's entitled Jack and Jill, Legacy or Elitism.
Let's talk about Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
No, not the nursery rhyme, but the Black social organization that shaped generations of the Black elite. But the real question, has it helped all of us or just a chosen few? Founded in 1938 by Marion Turner Stubbs Thomas in Philadelphia, Jack and Jill of America began as a way for Black mothers to create safe, enriching spaces for their children in a deeply segregated country. This wasn't just about tea parties. It was about protection, community building, and instilling Black excellence where the world denied us everything. Members of Jack and Jill families have been influential in the civil rights movement, education, and policy.
Everybody was very enthusiastic about it. We needed something for our children.
The organization has produced judges, lawmakers, business moguls, and thought leaders, many of whom have helped fund influential progressive causes. But here's the twist.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
Jack and Jill also has a rep. It's giving bougie gatekeeping, exclusive membership, class-based vetting, prioritizing acceptable Blackness that aligns with white norms. This ain't new.
The small yet important world of the Black elite.
It's the politics of respectability dressed in pearls and pageants. Is this conservative alignment or cultural strategy?
Now it was not an elitist group. You could be of the elite and not be an elitist.
Some chapters and members align with conservative ideals, focus on the nuclear family.
We were just
friends. We wanted our children to meet each other and know each other. It was more of that than anything else.
Christian values. Wealth accumulation as liberation. I'm not mad at the wealth accumulation as liberation. I mean, they totally off base with that. A good Black image that plays nice with power. But is that survival strategy or assimilation? Jack and Jill still holds cultural weight today. Its alumni walk the halls of Congress, corporate boardrooms, and HBCU galas. But in a time where grassroots organizing, abolitionist politics, and radical resistance are rising, is Jack and Jill evolving with the people or distancing from them? Let's hold the tension. Yes, it's an organization with real history and resources. It's helped some Black families thrive. And also, class privilege can block progress toward Black liberation, not just bankroll it. Let me say this. Legacy without liberation is just elitism with better branding. And every Black space, even the ones we revere, deserves to be questioned, critiqued, and reimagined for all of us.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. It was only about 15 seconds left. But what are your thoughts on the video? If you all want to watch it, I'm so sorry. Let me give the woman credit. Her name is Keisha Raines, Keisean Raines, Raines.
We are now a Jack and Jill family. Before I got in Jack and Jill, I would have 1,000% agree with everything that she said as far as it being elitist. Before I got in it, I couldn't even remember the name. I'd call it bougie with money. That was what I would call it. Now that I'm a part of the organization, I 75% agree with everything that she said. That's exactly what it is, in my opinion, now that I'm in it. It's definitely elitist. It does benefit a certain class of people because a lot of times the average family cannot afford to be a part of Jack and Jill. They don't make it accessible to everyone. A lot of the people, as far as the parents that are in Jack and Jill, yes, they are extremely bougie. Hell, when it comes to certain things, I'm bougie. I get it.
A lot of things. Yes. Correct is the word.
But yes, I don't, and I do wish it. Now, like they said, it does produce a lot of things because of the money that is put into it. They're able to give the kids exposure to a lot of things. However, the people that are in it can already expose their children to it. I was actually the yard party where I was drinking too much. I was actually having this conversation with a bunch of the dads, and I was just like, nobody that's in this organization, their kids don't really need something like this because their kids are already capable of giving their kids a certain lifestyle. We need to be making sure we're reaching out to the people that aren't able to do this to make sure those families get exposed to what we already can provide for our own children. I said, to me, it should be more about more of the community versus just our community. So yeah, no, it's definitely very elitist. Yeah.
Okay, so first I'm looking up the definition of elitist, okay? So to be an elitist is relating to or supporting the view that a society or system should be led by an elite, or demonstrating a superior attitude or behavior associated with an elite. So to be a snob or to be spoiled. Or an elitist is a person who believes that society or system should be led by an elite. So in that sense, I don't fully agree. That's not the Jack and Jill that I've had an experience with thus far. The negatives that I see in Jack and Jill, the cost, I understand now because we fund every activity we do for our children. We're not going and getting money from here or there. Literally, if we say, oh, we want to take our Black kids skiing, we're the ones paying for it.
Yeah.
So the dues pay for the activities that we do for our children. So while I can understand why somebody would have an issue with, well, y'all's dues is so high, so not everybody can do it. You're right. Not everybody will have the budget to do it, but it's also, how the hell else are we going to pay for these activities? So, and Jack and Jill is more expensive than any sorority. It is one of the highest tickets in town. Okay, so now where I can see the negative is the vetting process. There is a very, I don't know, it's not, snobby is not the full definition of what the vetting process can be. Jack and Jill is an organization that you have to be invited to. You cannot apply without an invitation. Like, the invitation has to come first. And I can tell you right now, out of all, and I know hundreds of black women prior to Jack and Jill, maybe 3% of those hundreds of black women I knew, maybe 5, were Jack and Jill members that could even offer me an invitation. So it kind of, there is a extremely high level of exclusivity that I don't know if it always benefits the chapter. Because if you're saying I can only bring people in that I know, well, you don't know who you don't know.
Right.
You don't know who, because again, also, not only do we pay for everything, the mothers plan everything. We plan everything from the rooter to the tutor. So different skill sets are available to different people. Where, yes, my skill set is I am very creative. If you ever need a host, I'm a great host. If you ever need to figure out how to make a way that does not necessarily show the path, I'm creative enough to try to see that path. Where there are other people who know how to work with a lot of money, who know how to raise a lot of money. So any dollar, some people don't realize this. This is the part that makes it not elitist to me at all. Every dollar we raise has to go out to a nonprofit. We don't get to hold on to any money we raise. We did this amazing yacht party in our chapter this year. It was a great yacht party. That part felt very bougie. It was a lovely party. But it was a lovely party fully for a cause. Every dollar we raised went to a nonprofit.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see not near a penny. We couldn't be like, so we're going to use some of this money to get our kids shirts. Nope. If we want to get our kids shirts, we got to go buy shirts. Yeah. But the money we raise is going back out to the community. So there is a part of our kids being raised as civil participants, civil leaders, that I think is missing, that might not have been a part of it back in the day, but it is a part of it now.
Yeah. That leadership. The leadership thing that they basically
sorry, we gotta
basically, the kids have to do some type of form of leadership. It's fire. Like, to teach them, that's like leads you up to the head of corporate rooms and stuff, like the type of stuff that they get exposed to.
Yeah. So,
but again, go ahead. No, but again, that's like, you have this certain class of people. That's what their kids are getting pushed to do. Whereas you have other people that aren't able to do that. That don't mean they, Obama didn't grow up rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So unlike, let's say, a sorority, I'm over the Delta Gyms. Our program is completely free. Them girls ain't got to come there with a dime. We do everything for them. So while becoming a Delta might feel like an elitist or exclusive process, the work we do, you can't say that it's elitist. The work we do is very community-based, very policy-based. It's about helping the global community of Black people, especially Black women and young Black kids. With Jack and Jill, the membership is mothers, and it's about us giving our children specifically certain experiences while also making sure we have a philanthropic arm that is serving the outward community. So I am not going to sit here and say that there is no elitist tendency to any of these groups that have dues, that have a vetting process, that have an application process. There is, because they're automatically saying, especially with fraternities and sororities, there is a base level that for us to even look at you. Mm-hmm. And then we'll decide if you are someone that we want to associate with this brand. So in that way, I can see it feeling elitist. But if the organization is doing the work it's supposed to be doing, then I feel like you can't really just pawn it off. And I'm not going to throw the baby away with the bathwater. While there are things about it where I'm just like, okay, guys, really? There are so many parts of it where I'm just like, no, this is legit. This is fire.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this. We're planning, as the lead teen advisor, we're doing the grade group 5. Grade group 5 means high schoolers. Let me just say that. Sorry, I'm using lingo that doesn't make sense to everybody. I have to help with making sure the mothers plan all the high schoolers events. And so we try to make sure that any activity we do with them, there is it's not like just a field trip. There's got to be something special about it. So the one that I'm doing in January is I have a guy that I know, he and his cousin via marriage created an event called Spring Coming, HBCU Spring Coming. And it is where they have HBCU alum get together in different cities. And it's like a homecoming, but they're where they actually live. So if you're in LA, all the people who went to HBCUs in LA, they have a weekend of parties just for them. And folk who ain't, it's just a good time. They created a documentary. A short documentary, might be 15 minutes. And it's on the process of how they made this happen. He's a Jack and Jill alum. He also went to Morehouse. The cousin went to FAMU. I talked to him. I said, hey, I wanted you to show this documentary to the Jack and Jill kids. He was like, oh, my God, I would love to. I then also talked to the director of Black Lady Sketch Show, who was an Emmy award-winning director. And I said, hey, I want you to come talk to the kids. We are going to be taking the kids in January to the Pinterest headquarters, where they will make a Pinterest board to create a storyboard, and they are going to, after they watch the documentary and talk to the director, they are going to create their own short film with the mentorship of these two people, in using AI, so they can learn how to use AI. That's not something that they're going to necessarily get anywhere else.
Right.
So I'm like, I ain't never going to throw this away. I'm never going to throw away the opportunity to be able to have these type of experiences for my child, and it be all Black people,
right,
that they are getting to listen to, that they're getting to watch in their field, and getting to have mentor them as they try to learn how to express themselves in this medium. So, long story short, does it have an air of privilege and an air of elitism? 100%, because one, you got to be invited, and two, it costs money. It costs a lot of money. But is it all bad? Heck,
No, it's definitely not all bad. That's why I said it dropped to, I'm like, no, it is that. Mm-hmm. The thing is the exclusivity part, like everybody said, exclusivity ain't always a bad thing. For me, it's less of a bad thing when it's not us.
Uh-huh.
Like, we already exclusive from the rest of the damn world. Mm-hmm. Literally every country you go to outside of most of the countries in Africa, everything is excluded from us. Like, racism is powerful everywhere in the world against us specifically.
Right.
So when you got this community of people that are, doing a little better, relatively than other people, that's why I was like, I when I was talking to the dads, I was like, even though the things do go to, go out to the thing, but still, each chapter reaching out to other families to help expose other people's kids that don't have these chances and privileges to experience certain things.
Right. That's why I do Delta Gems, because they're experiencing similar, not fully, because we ain't got no money, but they're having amazing experiences. Like, I make sure them girls, them 30 girls, with the no money they done paid, they are having a blast. Yeah. Where, Jack and Jill is just that we paid for it. So, anyway, that's our TikTok o'clock. All right. While we're still on a little bit of elitism, we'll talk a little bit more about our summer. We really never, because we went right on to our break, I don't think we really talked about Essence at all. The
episode we were supposed to talk about it, we talked about something else, I think.
We were still on our anniversary.
Oh.
So some of y'all been wanting to recap, even though, you know, for some people it's old news, but I don't think it is, because as people decide what they're going to attend next year and where they're going to spend their money, I think we still have space to talk about our experience. So,
and this is our podcast. We can talk about whatever the hell we want to.
Period. Ain't that the truth? You better be sexy. You better be fine. And that is our experience at Essence Fest, and then my experience at the Delta National Convention that happened July 9th through the 13th in Washington, D.C. So let's start off with Essence. We were not going.
Nah.
We were very clear on, you know what?
And happy about it.
We were, because it costs money. Like, I would always get to kind of go for free because of points and stuff, so I would never really pay for anything. But then it costs to eat. It just would be a money pit.
Yeah. It's surrounded by a bunch of other stuff we were spending a bunch of money on, too.
Right.
Past couple years, we had the Image Awards. We had Essence. We had ABFF. It's just like, it's way too much money and a lot of travel.
Right.
Oh, we not doing? Perfect.
Felt great. Was happy about it. And then I might as well put my foot in my mouth. I got hit up by Disney, which is great. This has been a dream of mine. Y'all been watching this podcast. I've talked several times about I want to be invited to Essence by a brand. I don't want to have to just go on my own. And while I did do work with the brand last year at Essence, it still wasn't to the level that I wanted to go. So Disney invited me to go as a content creator. Marcus came with me as well. So Marcus got to experience Essence a little bit differently than me.
Yeah.
So compared to your other years, babe, how was Essence?
So, and I see somebody say saw a lot of negativity about, you know, Essence. So for me, like, my goal when I went this year was to get a lot of content specifically at the convention center and just, you know, talk about the experience. That didn't go down nowhere near the way I wanted it to. Just on one hand, every time I would try to get content that would draw attention and basically halter me from being able to produce any content, which is fine. But I had a goal and a plan in mind, and it just kept getting stopped. So I was like, it's pointless of doing this. But this is what I will say. As someone that actually attended Essence, we were setting, this is the first day, or was it the first day where they kept seeing these articles? We were sitting beside the ladies at the table. It was one of those times where they were looking up all the comments and articles about Essence and all the negativity. And we're sitting there, and as people that were at Essence, we were reading reviews and comments from a bunch of people speaking negatively about Essence that weren't at Essence. Yeah. Which is wild. Like, people say, oh, I read this, I saw that. None of the people saying anything about Essence were there. Mm-hmm. Look, now, it definitely, the vendors, it wasn't as many vendors this year, it wasn't as many people. But when I say not as many people, meaning, I don't know the number that's usually, let's say it's 20,000 for easy math. Mm-hmm. Usually 20,000 people are at Essence. This year, there were 15,000. That's the difference. Like, there was still a ton of people there. The food vendors didn't change. There was still a lot of food vendors. However, there weren't as many vendors inside the convention center. Yeah. Usually there's things in the middle. It's basically things on each wall. Like, if you're looking at a massive room, it's things lined on each wall. And then there's things in the middle. So you almost got like 3 massive aisles as you're walking down this mile-long convention center. Mm-hmm. The middle space in a lot of areas where there's usually vendors where it was empty. That part was empty. It was a noticeable difference. Mm-hmm. However, Essence was still lit. Yeah. It was still a good time. I know whatever happened with the concerts, that was one thing where people was blaming Mary J. Blige, and this is like
Mary J. Blige.
I mean, not Mary J. Blige. Lauryn Hill. People were blaming Lauren. One of them that's been through some stuff. People was blaming Lauryn Hill. Oh, she came up late. How's she gonna come up on time when the person before her ended at like 3 a.m.? Like, that ain't on her. Yeah. The only disappointment with the concerts, as far as we concerned, is Master P didn't do none of the songs he should have done.
Oh my God. It was
that was annoying. But I blame him for that. The concerts were still the concerts. The lineups were weird.
Lineups were very weird.
You don't, take a Ferrari off road. That's what it felt like. This is something that why you got these artists going back to back. They don't even belong. They shouldn't even be performing in the same city.
Not at all.
Or maybe they should because they attract two different crowds. I don't know.
But not at the same show.
Yeah, not at the same show. It was weird. That was the only part I would say. But the rest of Essence, like I said, there were people, they were saying that Essence caters to outside vendors before, as far
local.
as the restaurant, before local.
Not just because the restaurants, I'm like,
Yeah, the
all
restaurants-
of them were local.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought they were referring to the restaurants.
No. They're talking about the other vendors. The vendors where you can buy other wares. Because of the pricing, it prices out a lot of the New Orleans local businesses.
Gotcha.
And go ahead.
No, because somebody who was that talking about how them as a business owner, they would love when Essence would come into town because that's money in their pocket. Again, I can't speak to the vendors. I don't know, the local versus the outside vendors as far as outside of the food. Food vendors, I'll say, I would love for them to outsource some different food because there was, I want to say 30 to 40 different food vendors. I'm not exaggerating. Like from one wall to another, they were just back to back. And by the time, I started at one end and I said, I'm going to read the menu of each one before I decide where I'm going to eat from. By the time I got to number 7, I was reading the same menu over and over. It's the same food.
Yeah.
I'll be good. It's just pick one and go. But no, I enjoyed Essence. It was a thank y'all for anybody that saw me, that spoke, anybody that act like they had some sense and home training and actually spoke to me and just didn't immediately ask where Angel was. And even the assholes that knew what not to do and did it on purpose. Y'all, I appreciate it too. But no, for me, like I said, it wasn't as many, even like I said, black people have a short-term memory and people want free stuff. Target was there. Their stage was a whole lot smaller than what it usually was.
Yeah, it was tiny.
A lot smaller than what it usually was, but it was packed.
There was a line. People were getting their free stuff.
Because if somebody giving out something free, they don't care who it's coming from. They're going to get their free stuff. Everybody's walking around with Target bags.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it. I remember my first year going to Essence and having so much free stuff to bring back. I also bought a lot from vendors because that's one of my favorite part of being at Essence, even though I didn't really buy much or anything this year, to be honest, because I was working so much. I really didn't have time to walk around and buy stuff. But Essence, a lot of it is that people, regular, average, everyday people can come and get all this free stuff, especially from the larger sponsors. And Target is one of the larger sponsors. Getting the Disney ears from Disney, like you get free stuff. I enjoyed where Essence, like how it was this year as far as in the capacity or the amount of people there. Because sometimes it's so many folk, it's insane. From my point of view, now mind you, I'm not from New Orleans. I'm not a business owner in New Orleans. I felt the presence of New Orleans inside of that conference, that convention center. Mm-hmm. Now, if they wanted more of a presence, that's one thing. It also is a little odd because because New Orleans is such a food city, that is where you're going to see the biggest part of the presence is inside of the food. Like we watched a whole food demonstration because they have their food and wine section so they have all the food vendors that you can eat from, but then there's a stage right over there that they haven't closed. Tab used to host things on that stage, but they did a beignet cook-off, and it was 3 local chefs, 2 of them who owned businesses.
When was this?
You didn't come to it.
I would have been taste testing like a mug.
That's where I saw Keith Lee at first.
That's how cool he is, because I thought we was all seeing each other for the first time, and the fact that you seen him again, you saw him before that.
Yeah, I had already hugged him and everything. So for me, I might be biased because if I am seeing a lot of the references to the food culture of New Orleans, I'm like, y'all up in here. I see y'all everywhere.
That's most of the reason we go, or at least I go, is for that food.
It's for that food. But
it's like, this is my other thing I was thinking, like we went on Bourbon Street. Now I know it'd be popping, but is it for it to be like I think we went on like on a Thursday.
I don't remember what day. No, we went on the last day, didn't we?
Was it the last day?
Yeah, we went on the last.
And it was like, I'm like, was that Essence or was that just Bourbon Street being Bourbon Street?
I think it's Bourbon Street being Bourbon Street.
God dang, it could. All right.
But I hope Essence stays in New Orleans. I feel like that's where it should be. That's where it needs to be. There definitely are ways in which Essence didn't do great this year with their VIP or VVIP. That didn't make any sense. Their lineup really wasn't cohesive. And the fact that their shows were starting late. The owner of Essence or CEO of Essence, he took accountability. He was like, I take pride in giving Black businesses opportunities to work at a scale that they might not have worked at before. He said, so I also will take ownership on if there's something that's not clicking right for them the first time they do it.
Yeah, so I was about to say, that made perfect sense of like, oh, well, we tried this. The only way you don't know something won't work is if you try it.
He was like, now next year if we hire them, they need to have all those kinks worked out. He's like, but the first year, I'll take ownership of any mistakes that were made. And I'm like, that's also how I approach whenever I work with somebody where I am on the paying end, is that if you are Black, more than likely I'm going to have so much more grace the first time.
First time.
And you don't got to have the resume that matches your white counterpart that's probably been given more opportunities.
I don't give a damn about that.
However, I know that like if you ain't done this before, it might be a little, or you have the skill set, but you haven't been able to actually test your skill set at this level or whatever.
Right. Because I've been that person of, oh, we're going to take a chance on this Black dude. And it's like, oh, now he's outperforming everybody. Okay. Should have brought you on a long time ago.
But sometimes it don't.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't the case. And I ain't always outperforming. But no, if Essence ain't in New Orleans, I probably ain't going.
I can't imagine where I would want to be at for Essence that feels like
that. Like, for one, here's the thing of Essence that is irreplaceable is the local people are very welcoming.
Very much so.
Like, this one dude stopped us. I'm pretty sure he's a dope boy. And we walking into the thing, I mean, he's ringed up. You could tell he's in these streets. And he said, hey, called us over and showed us so much love. And I'm like, I know this. Huh? In the concert, the dude that was standing on the wall, heavyset dude, had on the big glasses.
Oh, I don't remember.
How you not remember that?
I don't know why.
Oh, I know he's probably is the plug. Like, I could tell. Like, I know that energy. I've been around it. I've had to deal with people like. I'm like, oh, he a real one, and he's over here giving us this much love, like thick accent. I was like, you ain't gonna get this nowhere. I'm from the South. I don't know what you want to call Kentucky. Their Southern hospitality is in Kentucky, but don't nobody have it like New Orleans.
Yeah,
it's a completely different thing. You can't get that in Texas or Chicago. Or New York, they might smack you in the face. That type of hospitality from like the local people and businesses is bar none. Like it has to be in New Orleans.
Yeah, I can't imagine it anywhere else, and I don't think it needs to go anywhere else. And I do think it can be and still is, and can even be more of a great economic booster to that city. So I wouldn't want it nowhere. I really wouldn't want it anywhere else. But I loved it. Got to meet a lot of people who watch our content, which is always great. Got to do little date nights with my husband. Yeah. Had to work hard. Disney's always gonna work me. So it was great. Got to work with Toy Johnson, Mel Mitchell, Les, who has a podcast, and unfortunately it's not at the top of my head, and then Jessica, who is the first Black woman to travel to every country in the world.
Yeah.
So it was great working with those women, creating content with them. Met this amazing young man named James, can't remember James' last name, that I'm about to make him mentor my son. He's a really great content creator, works for Disney, creates content for them. And the fact that he was able to get a master's in storytelling in digital media, that's what his master's is in. And baby, he showed that he has a master's in digital storytelling and digital media and storytelling. So anything else on Essence that you want to mention?
No.
It got us on Reasonable Doubt, which we're like we got 2 episodes left.
2 more episodes. We got to see look, I'm big on fireworks. We got to see the fireworks while we was down there off the water in New Orleans.
I turned 45 in New Orleans. I'm low key sad that I didn't get to do something big for my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm high key, low key, high key. Sad
no
I didn't
low
get
key,
to
high key. You should have did something big. You still should.
It's gonna be for my 46th then.
No. Do something next month.
He's like, August comes around, let's do something. I might do a party and just be like, this is for what I wanted, to do for my birthday, and I just couldn't. Okay.
We're gonna have it in there. It's gonna look like 4th of July too. Like it's gonna be the attire.
So Delta Convention, and then we'll close out because we've been on here for almost an hour. It was the 57th National Convention of my sorority, which I love. And let me tell you,
get up and single you out.
You want to single me out?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and single me out.
Because I ain't got nothing to say on this damn convention.
Why I gotta be everybody? What was so funny was people asking if you were there. I said, let me tell you, if y'all don't know my baby yet, y'all don't understand.
That's the thing.
He not gonna enjoy this. He's not.
That's the other thing when people be seeing me, y'all. Yes.
What
y'all don't know me.
They don't know my baby. Yeah.
Love y'all, but y'all don't know me.
The National Convention would not have been something that Marcus would have enjoyed. Even when we did regionals in Hawaii, I don't think he would have thoroughly enjoyed himself or at all, to be honest. Yeah, but still, I don't know if you would have really been. I can't wait to find out where our regional is for this coming year. Anywho, National Convention. I got to do it with my sister, Melissa, who's also my soror. And then a lot of the new initiates, well, not a lot of them, all of them. The new initiates that went to National Convention, this was their first one. Those that were, those who crossed in the spring of 24, this would have been their first convention, and others. Anyways, we do the opening ceremony. I feel like I've told this before, but I'm going to tell some of it. Anyways, we do the opening ceremony, and it's beautiful. We, like most organizations, we have different special ceremonies where we wear all white. And our opening ceremony is that it's closed to the public. The only people who are non-Deltas that are in there are the necessary personnel for that building. So whether it be the audio tech people, people with the fire department, anybody who's there for public safety. Outside of that, it is closed off to the public. And this is where we induct we are introduced, I should say, to who our honorary members will be. And unless you just don't pay any attention on social media, it's around this time where all of the Divine Nine are introducing who is either a person who is a celebrity or a person who has just done so well in their field. They've made such a big impact that the organization has extended an invitation for honorary membership. And it is a bit of a flex. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about it. It is a flex to figure out or to find out who aligns with your organization more than anybody else's. So coming from entertainment, I had a feeling Danielle Brooks would be somebody that we would eventually get. There was something about her that made me think she's gonna be a Delta one day. And so seeing her, I was like, oh my God. Fawn Weaver, who I think most people thought was a Delta, she is the CEO of Uncle Nearest. It's just her partner in the company is a soror. And I think that's people have conflated the two. And also Fawn wears red all the time. She was a great, like, oh my goodness, Jackie Joyner Kersey. Okay. Her record for the decathlon that she did many moons ago still stands. No one has beat her on that. Oh Lord, I'm gonna forget some other people. There's another woman whose name is evading me. I see her face, but I cannot remember her name. Now, mind you, last national convention, we inducted the Honorable Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, who will serve for her entire career. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, what you know about Delta, right? But to then we got two women who have built billion-dollar companies and ran billion-dollar companies, which one was the first Black woman to do it. So again, thank you, Donna Brazile. That's whose name was flying out my head. She is the first Black woman to run a presidential campaign. She ran Bill Clinton's campaign. So all these amazing people. But obviously the icing on the cake was when it was announced, because she wasn't in the building, and that was probably for the best, because it would have been a riot. When we announced that, when it was announced to us that Queen Latifah Owens had already been inducted as an honorary member a week prior to National Convention. And when I tell you, when we are in our ceremonies, there's supposed to be a level of decorum, a level of we hold this thing in high regard of sacredness. So there's supposed to be a posture and attitude and behavior we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be quiet. We're supposed to be serious. Baby, all that went out the window. All of it. Soon as we saw the video of our new soror show up, and she said, hello, sorors, we didn't hear nothing else. We were in that place screaming, okay? Losing our mind. It was like Oprah said, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. We were like, ah! Right? Yes, we also had Swin Cash. Everyone who's ever been inducted into any of these organizations have really done their due diligence in their work in their own field. And a lot of them, they've done so much work in their philanthropic causes that they support, or philanthropic efforts is what I meant to say. Anyways, and then at the end of her video, she threw up the mid, and she threw it up crisp at that crisp mid, and ooped us. We lost our minds. So that was a beautiful thing to experience. Opening ceremony was great, long as heck, but fantastic. It took forever to get anywhere when everybody was supposed to be there. Like to go to the vendor's booth, it was the vending floor. It was just lines all day long. And more than Essence, I got stopped to take a picture probably every 3 minutes, every 3 to 4 minutes. I was worn out. I mean, worn out. I got stuck on the floor, the vendor's floor, for about 20, 25 minutes in an accidental meet and greet. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get to leave where I'm standing. Because I would be standing there taking a photo with a soror, or somebody might not be a soror, and then somebody else would be like, oh my God, can I get a picture too? And it just kept happening. And I was like, I just want to go buy something. I only end up buying a couple of pens for myself, and that's it. It was, in a Delta Starbucks cup. It was insane. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. What else was great? I went to a couple of great workshops. This is what I'll say. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of Deltas. And I wish there was an easier way or a better way, and I'm sure there is, to plan a convention where it was easy for us to move about, to get to where we're going. Because it is beautiful when we're all in one room. It looks unreal when we're all in one room. But there's got to be a better way to funnel us in and take us out. It is a lot. And you're just like, come on, we got to hire someone that knows how to do this. Because it don't be like that at Beyonce's concerts. It don't be that way. I feel like we get in there and it don't be crazy. But I need us to do that with Delta. Met some amazing people. Like I said, spent some great time with my sister. Lost my camera for the last time. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I feel like I could have had an even better time had we been able to move about. It was insane. I did get to meet our newest international president, which was fire, because she was like, I want to get all of our influencer sorors together. She said, I want to do that. And baby, that's my cup of tea. We have something called the National Arts and Letters Commission, and it has been my goal since I was a pledging interest person. So I hadn't even crossed Delta, but I had started my process. That has always been my goal, is to one day be the chair of the National Arts and Letters Commission. And I was like, I'm seeing my way in. You all have respect for social media. The black lady that was on Living Color that wasn't the Wayans' sister, she, I do believe at one point in time was the chair. So, one day, listen, I can be 60, I can be 50, whatever age. I want y'all to appoint me. All right, okay. So that's it. That wasn't that bad. I talked for 9 minutes. We about to close out. Did you put on?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
make sure y'all check out that Eclipse album. My God, it's got me in a hold.
I'm glad it does. I'm so glad to have my family back. I'm so glad to be around you. I've thoroughly enjoyed you and your body.
Yeah, you have.
I have.
Yeah, you have.
You can show support to us if you so like to, by sharing this podcast, by rating and reviewing it on Apple Music. That's ways you can do it for free to support us. You can follow us on social media. That Chick Angel, pretty much on everything that I post on, or That Chick Angel TV. Tank Don't Talk. Marcus ain't on the gram. Marcus ain't on the book. Is there another one? Tanksley TV, which isn't uploaded anything in a while.
No, it's been a minute. It's gonna start stuff going back over there here soon. Look, I was still putting up stuff from last summer. This summer's gone now.
I know it. But you can, if you're like, I got some coins, you can support Manshit at manshit.com.
MANSHYT.
Or Shop Mama Likes Mama Likes at shopmamalikes.com. And though we have things for purchase that you can have over there. So without further ado, we want to let y'all go so y'all can have a blessed day. We thank y'all for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Y'all have a good one, fam.
Bye.